Bam, I found myself with this latest shooting and obviously the complexities of Minneapolis challenging for myself, even though, here we are in this business of gathering information and giving information. What was your first reaction to this latest situation? And of course, you could anticipate being at the center of this at the end of the trip.
I mean, for one, obviously, it's crazy that this keeps happening. It's not it's not an accident. How many times is it going to be where it's, oh, it was an accident, oh, thought he had a taser, or thought he had a counter, I don't know, anything at that point. But it's like the boy who cried wolf. You're hearing the same thing, but there's no different outcome to it. So it's disappointing, and we're losing another black brother to the police brutality. So it's sickening for all of us.
Have you gotten to the point where you have this platform, the images will be right tonight, and you can bond with your teammate brothers and, of course, your brothers on the other side with the Timberwolves and empathize with people? You can even put money on it. Have you started for yourself to try to formulate in your mind what is the real solution, or is that just too massive, insane arm wraparound scenario?
I mean, I don't got the answer for you. The simplest thing I can say is defund the police, but that's not realistic. Some people actually need protection in this world, but you can just tell there's a lot of black people who live in two different Americas, and that's the honest truth. A white man will never understand what it feels like walking down the street and a police car rides past, and you have that cold sweat or that what if in your mind. So, it's one of those things I feel like I haven't really got an idea for it because it happens so much, and it's and we're not even talking about the things that aren't caught on camera or are talked about in the news.
All right, next we'll go to Tim Reynolds.
Bam, thanks for doing this. What's your top line emotion right now? Is it anger? Is it fear? Is it sadness? Is it frustration? I guess what's most prevalent within you right now?
I mean, it's all of the above because, I got, like I always say, I got family members who aren't, on the scene with me every day. They're behind the scenes. So technically, you don't know who they are. So one of my family members could be shot at any point in time, just trying to take a walk or, get arrested for anything or getting shot for anything. So, it's one of those things where it's all of the above because you never know. Like a lot of my teammates got kids, kids growing up in media nowadays, seeing all of this. So, as black men and in a black family, you got to have those conversations with your kids early, which is sad. And, it's just thinking about it all the time. I'm a black man, they could mistake me for some different, if it's 8 o'clock at night and I'm walking, just being normal. So it's all of the above for
real. We've seen T-shirts. We've seen messages on shoes. We've seen the Bucks walked off. We've seen a lot of actions. What do you think is the next action that you might have to take?
That's the point. We don't know. I don't have an answer for you because it's so frustrating, and we bring it to light, we bring attention to it, and then we do all the right things, and then it happens again, and it's like, all right, well, what's the miscommunication here? Like, how do you continuously accidentally keep killing black people? And then you look on the news or look on social media and it's a man in a white truck, getting away from the police, not being shot at, no guns pointed. They're trying to pry the door open. He's driving away while they're hanging out the door. But a black man could sit in his car and put his hands up and could be shot because they say he had a gun. You know what I mean? So I don't know, and that's the frustrating part because we want justice. We want to be treated equal as always, and that's all we want. You know, we don't want anything else but be treated like equal people in this world.
Thank you, Bam.
Next, we'll go to Anthony Chang.
Something you've done, I think, since July, since you guys got to the bubble, you've ended every interview with Black Lives Matter people. It's become a consistent thing. It's obvious why you do that, but can you explain the significance and the importance of that message to you and that sign off to do it consistently, whether it's, a 20-point win or a 20-point loss, you're ending every interview with that.
At the end of the day, I'm a black man, At the end of the day, I'm gonna have a black family. And it's important to me to just verbalize that I am black, and my people aren't treated fair. And that's my one way to just put that out there, no matter what, always end it with Black Lives Matter, because at the end of the day, I'm a black life, and a lot of black lives are being lost.
Thanks, Bam.
Next, we'll go to Ira Wonderman.
Bam, what's the next step? I mean, like the answer you just gave to Anthony, and you're trying to keep an awareness there. And the NBA has been very forward with the messaging. We saw it in the bubble, on the court. We saw it in the uniforms. And then everything returns to sort of the way it was. So I'm just curious, as someone who can be as impactful from you and a group of people who can be as impactful, what do you think the next step is? And what do you think the next step should be or could be? Thank you.
Holding them accountable. We always preach, people need to be held accountable in this world. And obviously a lot don't. A lot of people don't be held accountable. And, that's the number one thing that needs to change is for people who commit wrong crimes, even though they're behind the police force, need to be held accountable. And, we got so much technology now, body cameras, the other guy has cameras. We got, anything on this phone right here that can give you any type of evidence. And a lot of them get off free, even though there's proof. So, just be held accountable. I think that's the number one thing.
And then just my last question, just to be there in Minnesota now, it's one thing to be from a distance. I know you've only been there for a day and haven't, because of protocols can't be around as much, but just to be in that atmosphere and to be at an arena that was close to fans and had to play games in the afternoons and things changed there, sort of what's it like to be sort of at ground zero? Thank you.
I mean, you're scared as a black man because we're in the NBA, but that doesn't change the color of our skin. So that's how I look at it. Even though I'm Bam Adebayo, I do this, I do that, I'm still a black man at the end of the day. And that's the number one thing. I feel like it's a lot of fear. A lot of dudes are on edge because, like you said, we're right next to it. And you never know what could happen. Walking as a black man, it's always a what if in the back of your mind.
Next, we'll go to Ruthie Polinsky with WTVJ Channel 6.
Hey, Bam, thanks so much for doing this. This kind of also goes off of Anthony's question, but just kind of the personal responsibility that you feel to speak about these issues and continuing to use your platform. Do you feel the reach of your platform? Do you feel like people are listening?
For a section of people, yes. So like, a lot of black people, I feel like they listen because, it hits home for them. But, somebody who has privilege and it doesn't have anything to do with them, I feel like they don't listen because, it's not my fight. That's one thing I'll say. It's not my fight. I'm not in it. So, yeah, I feel like it's good to just bring notice to it because as black people, we just want to be treated fair and equal. and that's it. So I'm gonna always bring light to it. I'm always bring it to notice, and let other Black people know how I feel about it.
And then one more from me, just how do you guys take care of each other in the locker room, in meetings? Do you feel the support of obviously your teammates and your coaches, and does it help to have those guys around you?
Yeah, nobody wants to have this fight by ourselves. Nobody wants to be alone through times like this. So, it's always good when you're on the road and your teammates are behind you, or coaching staff, depending on who it is or whoever it is, at that matter. So it's always good to have somebody, with you in this fight, to know that you can go to war with, or if you need somebody to talk to. Like I said, we go to war with each other every day. So them having our backs through issues like this is one step in the right direction.
Thanks so much, Bam.
All right, next we'll bring back Tim Reynolds.
Bam, to follow up on Ruthie's question and to follow up on Anthony's question, athletes are creatures of habit, and you typically don't talk after shoot around. You typically don't talk on game day until after the game. Were you consciously aware that speaking out in the middle of the day before a game, that many more eyeballs and ears would be able to see and hear what you're doing and what you're saying, and how important is that to you to get this in front of as many people as you can, instead of speaking at midnight tonight after the game like you normally would?
Yeah, because it's important. People need to know we're NBA players, but we're also majority Black, and when things like this happen, everybody needs somebody, and I'm just here to be voice of notice, just bring it to the people, just let them know that we're always with them, no matter what. As Black men, in this world, we're all fearful for our life every day, and just having one another and being together, I feel like that helps us. So yeah.
Thanks, Bam.
All right, Bam, that's it. Thank you for taking the time. Appreciate it.
Black Lives Matter, people.